What's up, guys? It is me, Mad Samurai 84 here for the last game for July's Gaming with Gold videos. In these videos I look at the freebies we get of our Games with Gold subscription. I play through them, I say what I like, what I don't like, I give a final thought, and then I give a thumb score whether I think it's a good game and a thumb score whether I think it's a good offering. And our last title for July is Midway Arcade Origins, originally an Xbox 360 release that came out in November 2012. From what I can see, there's about 31 titles to play in this, all kind of old arcade games, so it'd be quite interesting. I have played a lot of these titles at some point in history, and there'll probably be some where I haven't. I'm probably not going to try play through all of them because there's a lot. But let's just try and have a little go and have some fun and see how well it plays. Bit of a nostalgia trip from back in the day for me. I'm that old. Anyway, let's jump in and play some old classics. Alright, so what have I not played? Alright, I've played that, played that. Probably, I don't think I've played that one. Yeah, I've played that one. Definitely played that one on the arcades. Never played that. Tubin, never played that on the arcade, but I have played it. Total Carnage, played that on arcades. Cyberball, never played that arcades. I don't think I've ever played this one. I'm not sure if I've ever played that one. Xenophobe. I'm not sure if I've played that one. Don't think I've played that. Who hasn't played 720? I'm quite surprised they've never tried to do some sort of like new version of that one. APB. I think I might have played that one. Not in the arcades, of course. Arch Rivals. Haven't played that. Championship Sprint. I think I have played that one on arcades. Defender. Who hasn't played Defender on the arcades as well? Defender 2. Who never played Gauntlet. Played that one. Gauntlet 2. Joust 2, Marvel Madness. Now, I used to play this a lot on the Atari ST that my brother used to have. I was terrible at it, but he was really good. Pit Fighter, Rampage, Rampart, never played that. God, they've got so many. So let's start with Satan's Hollow. You can go by. Alright, let's just try it, do it from all different ones. So maybe we should start with action, and let's go with Pit Fighter and see how that looks nowadays. Yeah, a lot of these titles are like long forgotten. KO, let's be Buzz. Like I think I've played this on the SNES. Oh Jesus Christ! You know what? It's actually a really terrible game, Pit Fighter. It is not a good game whatsoever. It's like, I remember on the SNES it was pretty terrible. But yeah, it's one of those games that's just got a bit of a name because of the graphic style they used and the whole fighter thing in the 80s. But it was a terrible game when I played it years ago when I was really young, and you know what, it's still a terrible game. You know what, I actually nearly picked it up on the SNES. I think like a couple of years ago. I was like, I saw it going for cheap. I was like, I should pick that up because it's absolutely terrible. But I never did. I may pick it up. Fight Purse. Oh god, that dude is pretty jacked. Alright, I've had enough of this one. Let's go to the next. Alright, we're gonna go straight into the classic Gauntlet. Yeah, like I have played this one on the arcade, and there was there was like a 3D one that they did in the arcades where I used to go to this certain place and play a lot with my friends, because you could play 4-player, and we used to just go crazy playing it. And I was getting destroyed there, but yeah, it was a real fun game for back in the day. Okay. Oh, you really take quite a bit of damage in this game. But yeah, it's it doesn't really look well now, and it doesn't really. But it feels very sluggish and slow, like throwing the axes. To me personally, I would just so much prefer to play the old arcade one instead, because I have a feeling that would probably hold up much better than this does. But you know what? It is what it is. This is like a nostalgia trip. These games, by a mile. It's just a big like nostalgia of people who played this like on the arcades, or if it was some sort of home release. But it's and that whole robot voice, oh god, it is really of a time. It really is, but these times need to come to an end. But you know what, we'll jump into Spy Hunter. You know what, and this was another game I was absolutely terrible playing. I was literally just so, let's put it this way, just crap at it. It was like, even when I played on arcades, I have played this on an arcade somewhere, but I've mainly had an experience playing it on whatever console I've played it at, and I was actually never good at this game. It's just one of those things, when you play some of these games, you're either gonna really enjoy it, but I never really got into Spy Hunter, but it has a right of kind of like following. Oh god, I can't even deal with it. Yeah, let's go more classic off-road. I remember playing this on the arcade, but yeah, you know, everything kind of like it all plays fine. Oh really? Alright, let's just go USA. Oh god, yeah. I don't know what one I am. Am I the red? I'm the red, yes. But yeah, you know what? This was I remember this being really fun on the arcades. You know what? I think I used to play this on like a ferry as a kid. I think this was an arcade on a ferry. It was one of those. It was one of those times when you used to play it in a weird place. You know, when you used to go for a summer holiday and you were in the car with your family and you kind of get on a ferry, and they have they used to have those little arcade rooms where you could play, and this used to be a game that used to be in one of these old little small arcades that used to be on the kind of like night carrier boats. Yeah, definitely not as fun as I remember, but when you actually look at the car models and how it moves around the course, it's actually pretty good for the time, and whatever year this was made, which I'm not too sure what year it was. Off-road 1989, pretty good for that time, to be honest. Tubin, see, I never really liked that game when I played it. Driving, there's so many driving, but we don't want to be playing all Joust, and that is another title I never got into. But Marble Madness, even though I'm not great at it, it's a very fun game to play. Yeah, my brother used to like be able to smack. Oh, you know what? Plays all right playing on a with a joystick instead of a keyboard, because that's how I used to play it as a kid, on a keyboard. But my brother used to get so far in this game, but God, yeah, it's very much a nostalgia trip for me. Oh yeah, you can't go too high because you break. But yeah, real nostalgia trip for me. Take me back to like those kind of late 80s, 90s time for me. Oh, actually, you know what? It's actually quite not that easy controlling with a joystick. You kind of, it's so sensitive, you go everywhere. Oh my god, I'm not even going to get to the end of the level. Oh no. Oh my god. There we go, there we go. Oh wow, I failed. But this was one of those titles that was ported to like so many like different consoles throughout the years. Like it's ridiculous, and I'm quite surprised. I don't think they really ever, nothing's ever really been done with it. No one's ever tried to kind of do some sort of reboot of it that I'm aware of that I can ever think. It's a bit odd that they've never tried to go, hey, right, let's kind of do like an updated version, which is really fun. You have this license, why not try use it? Oh, seriously? Here we go, here we go. Seriously? For some reason I feel like it was much easier to use a keyboard on an old Atari ST than it is using a joystick. Oh, no way. No way. Oh, screw this game. No wonder I hated it as a kid. It's unforgiving. Yeah, so much. Oh, Rampage. That was a classic. Root Beer Tapper. You know what? I've actually never played Root Beer Tapper. It's one of those few games here that I've never played. But it has such a... I know I actually used to work with someone who actually loved this game. See, what do I do? Oh, okay. I got it now. I got it. This is easy. Oh, and then you got to be at the end to catch it. Gotcha. Nice. Oh, and I've got to get the tip. Oh. Okay. That's a bit annoying. But yeah, this is alright. This is the problem. I'm all up for having these old game collections appear, but sometimes they really do get overused. And a perfect example of that is the constant Mega Drive Genesis collection that Sega releases. They released that more or less the same game on the PS2, on the PSP. I don't think they ever released a version for the PS Vita. Yeah, PS3, and they've got a version on the PS4. Like that's, I'm just going out from the ages. it is actually quite mental. It's just like, alright, we've got these games, we're not doing anything, it's been like 5-10 years since we released the collection, let's release a collection with these games. There are going to be some people who be like, alright, yeah, I had this on the PS2, I'll get a newer version so I can play it on my newer console. But you know, why would you want to play this on your Xbox Series X or your PS5? You know, unless they kind of made the same game, but in a way kind of remade it, graphics and all. That's what I feel like. Oh no, I broke the glass. Yeah, I think that what they should really do. It's not just, you can have the original version in there, but have like a totally new version of the games as well. Like put some effort into it instead of just, you know, hey, let's see how many times we can sell this game. Because because it's the most easiest thing probably for them to do. It's not hard for them to make these games. It's rather simple, but it's I died. No, I didn't die. But yeah, I don't get it. Why they never try make something new. Yeah, sometimes they probably do. They really do. Someone might take a license to make something, but no, I see no one wants to kind of try make the effort. Just the quick easy buck that they can make. But yeah, I get it, but there's only so many times you can buy these games. You really can only do it a few times, I personally feel like, but yeah. But Rampage was one of those ones which was pretty good, and I kind of did watch that the movie adaptation they did. You know, I think that was it in a plane or something. I think I watched it. It was okay, but it was a bit like, was this film ever needed? Did they ever have to make a movie adaptation of this game? No, it was a really weird like one when they kind of got when it came out. I was a bit like, why are you doing this? This doesn't make sense whatsoever. But you know, they did it. It was okay. But that's the thing. Just okay. Nothing else about it made you go, oh, this movie is fantastic. It was one of those kind of easy, kind of going popcorn-esque films on an old arcade game, really. That's also another arcade game that's been ported to so many different consoles throughout the years. But I'm pretty sure there was some sequels to this. I'm not too sure. It's been a long time. But yeah, so many games to get through. I don't want to get through them all because, you know what, you just want to kind of give other games a chance. But I've never played Bubbles, so I should really have a go on Bubbles. But yeah. And looking at some of these old visuals, it is quite, oh god. This is quite a horrible I'm not gonna lie. Horrible concept. Oh my god. See, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Pick up all these things. watch out for the big killer ant. No, son of a what? But yeah, actually, it actually plays all right. But would I have been happy to play this in the arcade? Probably not. I think there would have been better games to be playing in the arcade than Bubbles. But that's the thing, we used to get so many dodgy games coming out on the arcade. It was actually quite mental what we used to get coming out, and that's a perfect example of it. The nice thing about this game, there's no loading. It's literally goes straight into the games. So let's try this one because I never played this shooter. You know, and I am a big lover of arcades, I think, but you know, the type of old, oh, this is a bit like Space Invaders type thing. Well, actually, not Space Invaders. What one is it? This like? I can't think. But don't really like that game. That game sucks. Like Defender is cool, and the one thing that's great about Defender is the logo. I always thought the logo of Defender was good. This is, but I was never great at Defender. It was one of those games where you're gonna play and you get kind of just destroyed. Really, it's just one of those games for me. Like I would play it, I'm like, oh, I'll die, because used to play it so young. But yeah, but I think I should give a final thoughts on this because I've been playing through it, and we'll jump into the sports section, do a little bit of sports. Now, final thoughts on Midway Arcade Origins. Like, it's okay, you know, it's a 9-year-old release, really, this version. It's okay, it's a little bit of a nostalgia trip, but is it a great thing to get? Yeah, it's alright, but there's still better games. You know what? I think I even would have preferred the Sega Mega Drive collection again. Really, because some of those games play much better and they look much nicer, especially in today's gaming world. All this stuff doesn't really age that well. A lot of these old arcade ones, some of them do still play quite well. Some of them are very easy to play now, but some of them just aren't that fun to play anymore. Really aren't. So, oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. This game actually looks pretty decent, I must say. But yeah, it's an odd one. Like, I don't get it why they gave this to us. It's a real odd choice. It's like with a lot of games we get with Games of Gold, it just doesn't make much sense. You know, the controls kind of go from good looking to, well, okay looking for the time, to like looking really goddamn ugly. You know, this is the problem when you're quickly looking at games which are technically about 40 years old, really. Because I saw there was one from, I think the oldest one might be from 81. So we're kind of playing 40-year-old games. So this is the problem. You know, I don't know what people are kind of expecting when you kind of play a 40-year-old, 30-year-old game. Some of it's gonna feel, yeah, okay, this is fun. You know, there's only some arcade games which are, especially some of these old arcade games which are still play nice today and still kind of look alright. You know, the 2D ones kind of look a bit better than some of the old 3D arcade games. But even though, you know, I love the kind of the Sega 3D games, the Sega arcade games. They're some of my favourite. But yeah, this is all right. Just it's something I don't really care to play. Really, like you play it for about half an hour. You know, you play through each one for a little bit. You know, and there might be one which you kind of stick with because you really enjoy it. But once you've got that kind of 30 minutes, an hour, maximum 2 hours of play, you're kind of done with it, really. Unless there's something you really enjoy playing, you know, you don't want to play anymore of it. And this what it feels like to me. So if I was to give this, actually before I give my game score, I'm going to talk about the Metacritic. So on Metacritic, its critic score was a 61, and its user score sits in a 7.5. So I would have to go with the critic score, because I think a lot of people have it's all a bit of a nostalgia trip. So a lot of people have given it up. You know, like I like the presentation of the menus. That's really good. That presentation looks very nice. You know, and it quickly goes in and out of each title. So I think that's really good. And Midway are a classic arcade company. Really, you know, there's a lot of old classic games here. You know, 720. I always sucked at 720. But there's a lot of kind of fun to have to just play through a game for, you know, 10, 15, 20 minutes each one. You know, and some you might enjoy to kind of play again, but there'll be some you'll play and you're like, nah, I don't want to play this again. This game sucks. I like this one. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't got a clue. So if I was to give this a game score, I would go with, oh my god, I think I would go with, I'm going to go with quarter of fun for this. A quarter of a fun for a game score, because it's just alright, but just some of them are best left sitting in the memories, really. A lot of these games, and it's just, what can you do? As an offering score, I'll have to go for a quarter of a thumb again, because it's alright. But it really goes for people who really have any kind of memory or love for these old arcade games. And yeah, I am one for old classic retro games, and old arcade games I do like. But you know what? There's so many other old arcade games which for me were so much better, like the old Ninja Turtles arcade games, the Simpsons, the X-Men arcade games, all those ones I personally were more my jam, really. But yeah, but it's alright, but it's not great. So yeah, quarter of a thumb for my game score and a quarter of a thumb for my offering score. So we should really, now we've scored this, we should give an overview for the month of July and go through those games. So our first game for the month was Planet Alpha. I thought that was alright. It plays alright. I originally played that on the Switch. It kind of looks like it has the same kind of graphical issues as the Switch. It has a bit of fuzziness and haziness, but it's a fun game. It's a short game, and I gave that a game score as a thumb in the middle and a user score of thumb in the middle. So I thought it was okay, but it's not great. Our second game for the month was Conquer Live and Reloaded. Now I originally played the N64 Conquer's Bad Fur Day version of the game, which I loved, and I had played the original Xbox release, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, this was a game I felt like it didn't really. It does show its age in the kind of the control part of it, really, and but I gave it a game score of a 3/4 of a thumb up because it's still a really good game. It's still really good, but I gave it an offering score of a 1/4 of a thumb up because it gave us the original Xbox version instead of like trying to give us giving us like the rare replay collection, which has that game plus more and has some sort of like a little bit of trophy support for that game as well. Now you've got a game which it doesn't have any trophy support. You've got an old original Xbox game which doesn't make any sense. So yeah, the offering score was a 1/4 of a thumb for that game. Definitely felt like they could have done better with that game. Our third title for the month was Rock of Ages 3 Make or Break. Now I thought that game was okay. I played the original on the PS3. It's alright when you start playing it, but it does feel like it gets a bit boring after not too long of playing it, really. You might get an hour into it and then go, yeah, right, I've had enough, I'm going to uninstall this, I've had enough. I gave a game score of a thumb in the middle for that, and an offering score of a 1/4 of a thumb for that as well. And then we've got this one, Midway Arcade Origins. I gave this a game score of 1/4 of a thumb and an offering score of a 1/4 of a thumb up. So yeah, like it is good in a way, but I think some of this stuff needs to be, kind of forgotten in a way, or kind of, the rights owners need to jazz it up and add a bit of something else into our lives. You know what? I remember Don't Like Joust. I just remember playing it, and you know what? Just not liking it. Probably because I'm rubbish at it. But yeah, I remember now. But yeah, an interesting month. So if I was to give an overall score for the month, I feel like maybe I'm going to give an overall score of it's probably going to be a thumb in the middle for an overall score. Like, it's okay, that I did have 2/4 of a thumbs up, a thumb in the middle, and then 3/4 of a thumb up for Conquer, but some ups and downs in game quality, but yeah, a thumb in the middle really for game score. And then the overall offering score, that's going to be another 1/4 of a thumb. Really is a lot of games which I feel like not really a great game for offering. Then you know what, Xbox have been doing that a lot, really, of recent. There's a lot of crap they give us, really, and they should be doing better, especially if they're giving us 360 games. There's so many great 360 games they could give us, but they don't. They've given us Midway Arcade Origins. Anyway, that's it for July's Gaming with Gold. We've played quite a few old games, really. Two of the games they've given us are basically pretty old games in a way. Not great. Not great at all. There's a lot of old tat in a way. You know, even though Conker's bad, well, Live and Reload, it isn't a terrible game, and that's one title which I don't understand why they have never tried to make a sequel or anything. I don't get it, really. But it is what it is. You know, it's rare. Probably never going to do anything. They're probably never going to do anything with that title, which is a right old shame. But anyway, let's end the video here. That is this month's videos done. Please like and subscribe to the channel. If you have played any of these games, let me know what you think in the comments. Did you like this month? Did you think it was good, or did you think it was a bit rubbish? You know, because it is a little bit. It's not that great, really, and they haven't been too great for quite a while. You know, PS Plus wasn't too great this month for PS4 owners, and you know, Games of Gold hasn't been good for quite a long time. You know, there might have the occasional month where it's pretty alright, but yeah, it's another title which isn't great, and another month where you kind of play it and you will play the game for 20 minutes, half an hour at most, and then go, okay, I'm done with this, I don't want to play this again, I've had enough. Anyway, let's end the video here. Thank you for watching if you've got this far, and I shall see you in my next video, whenever that may be and whatever it may be covering. So until then, look after yourselves and have fun and play some good games. Until then, take care. Bye.